Hey, this is the Bunmom Life with me, Jessie, and my 3 buns, Roo, Linus, and Timo. You may know us from our Instagram account, Little Loppy Roo, and we're here to share with you our journey as a bun family. Let's hop to it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's felt like a really long time, and I've really missed you guys. So I'm so excited to be back and so thankful that all of you are so patient with us. I am currently recording inside of a closet, the closet of what is going to be my studio space. I just received my desk and chair yesterday, and Bun Dad and I set it up this morning, so it's so nice to actually have a desk and chair to work at. But because I don't have any other furniture in here yet, my official vocal booth setup isn't here yet. There are no curtains or blinds in the windows. There's no artwork on the walls. So the space is actually extremely echoey, which is not great for voiceover work. So I moved my usual sound setup into the closet, hung a bunch of clothes inside, filled the shelves as much as I could, put a rug at the bottom so that my voice is not bouncing around the room. And it's been working very well so far. So as I'm sharing with you, I am sitting in a tiny, tiny little closet with not much space to move around. So it's not ideal for acting, but for podcasts, things like that, it's not bad at all. And I'm going to close my eyes and just imagine I am in the Bunmom Life Cafe with all of you. If you follow us on Instagram, you know already that we just recently moved into our new home. We moved from a tiny 1-bedroom plus den condo into a 4-floor townhouse. So we have actually 3 floors in this home, and then we have a rooftop terrace, which is huge. So I kind of count that as a floor itself. And I know this episode was initially supposed to be all about our rabbit bills and the costs, but this move has been so huge and so exciting for us that that's what I really wanted to share with you all today. But don't worry, we will talk all about the monies coming up next. The reason for our delay in this episode and our lack of activity on our Instagram accounts is because we've been incredibly busy. We moved into a pre-construction townhouse, so that means that when we moved in a couple of weeks ago, it was completely newly built and just finished. The pros of that is that we have a brand new house to live in, and we got to choose a lot of the finishes for the home. The cons are that there was still quite a bit of unfinished business when we moved in. For example, our washer and dryer weren't set up yet, a few outlets weren't working, we had some issues with internet the first few days, but thankfully, all super, super minor things to deal with. The fact that we have a beautiful new home to live in makes us feel extremely grateful. Housing in Toronto is wild. It is not easy to purchase a new home here, and we've been very fortunate with all of our contractors who've had to come in and out to finish up the work. They've all been so kind and friendly and respectful and helpful. So it hasn't been stressful at all, just super busy. With all the contractors having to come in and out, you may wonder how our Queen Roo handled it all. Well, she handled it just like the rock star Queen Roo is. She's been unfazed by any of the noise that the contractors make inside the house. She has been approaching each of them and even following them around from room to room when they're working and just watching what they're doing out of curiosity. She's brave enough to step right up to them and boop their tools and their equipment and their shoes. And they find it so cute because so many of them, I would say actually all of them, no, most of them, have never actually seen a free-roaming pet bunny before. So the contractors are pretty delighted seeing her. Roo is such a social little bun, and it always delights us so much every single time she goes and greets new people that come into our place. We have been loving our new home so far, and Roo has too, which you will hear a lot about today. Today, I am going to share with you all about how we prepared for the move with Roo at the top of our priority list, ensuring that she has been as comfortable and safe as possible throughout the whole process, and making sure we set her up to transition as well and smoothly as possible when so much is moving around and so much is changing. I'll share stories of what it was like for Roo when we packed up our lives and our condo was filled with boxes, and then how we set her up in the new space as we continued to move everything in, where we decided to set up her things and why, how we helped her feel comfortable exploring and running around, and how she's adjusted so far. We have some cute stories coming up, so be sure to stay tuned. Let's start off with the packing. Probably the most tedious task of all, packing everything into boxes and organizing it all. We packed all of Roo's essential daily items last and separately from everything else. What we had decided to do was that on the day of the move, Bun Dad would drive me along with Roo and her essentials early in the morning to our new home first. There, I would get her set up and comfortable, and then Bun Dad would go back to the condo and wait for the movers to come and bring everything else to the new home. So we packed Roo's litter boxes, water bowls, rugs, forage mats, hay, pellets, toys, all of her essentials last in her own little suitcase. The other box that came with us that morning were all the memorial items of Linus and Timo. We didn't trust them to go with movers, and we wanted them to arrive with Roo into our new home at the same time. During the process of packing was when the grief would hit me pretty hard. When Roo and Linus were together, I had always believed and imagined that they would be together with us during this move. And then when Timo came along, we imagined him and Roo exploring the new home together. So as we were packing and this new milestone in our lives was coming to fruition, alongside all the excitement and joy was the immense heartbreak that neither Linus nor Timo could experience this with us in their physical forms. When I'm in stillness and just let myself feel all the emotions, in the back of my mind, I find it remarkable that as humans, we can feel so many seemingly opposite feelings all at the same time. During this move, I felt both incredible joy and deep sadness, both excitement and bitter heartache, all at the same time. Grief is my constant companion, and I've come to know her very intimately. As I've shared before, I've learned and am continuing to learn how to embrace grief fully, whether she's being fierce and aggressive, drowning me in her waves, or whether in those moments she's that dull, constant ache that underlies every other feeling and experience. She's burrowed her way deep into my heart, and she's here to stay. And I'm learning to be grateful. Grateful to know grief because it means I've known great love, a love that continues on long after our loved one has passed. It is really a blessing and a beautiful miracle to know and experience such love. If you are grieving also, which I know some of you are, some of you who have so lovingly and graciously reached out to me over Instagram and shared your hearts, know that my heart is embracing yours. You are not alone in your grief. And although our loved ones may not be here in physical form, I truly believe their love still surrounds us and accompanies us, that they lovingly watch over us until the day we're reunited again. So we have lots of mixed feelings coming here, but overall, it's joy. Packing, as I mentioned, was so much work, and despite living in a small one-bedroom condo, we had so much stuff accumulated from our 8 years of living there. And we're not even people who keep or hoard many things either. We rented frog boxes, which are eco-friendly boxes for packing. We love that they're reusable, so it didn't feel like we were using a ton of cardboard boxes once that would then have to be disposed of. And as the full boxes accumulated and were stacked around our condo, Roo had a lot of fun jumping onto them. It was her new playground. We sometimes couldn't even find her because there were so many boxes everywhere. I've mentioned in previous episodes that Roo loves it whenever furniture is shifted around. It really satisfies that adventure part of her heart because she just loves exploring new places and things. So it was really fun watching her play on the boxes and jump from box to box and up and down. On the day of our move, early in the morning, we got ready to bring Roo to our new home. That would be the last morning for her in our condo. We loaded up all her essentials in the car, all of Linus and Timo's box of memorial pieces, and all my essentials as well, since I would be working from the new home that day while waiting for the movers to arrive. Then we were gone. On a day without traffic, it only takes about 20 to 25 minutes to drive from our condo to our new place. But if traffic is bad, which usually it is in Toronto, it turns into a 45-minute drive. Once we arrived, I immediately brought Roo up to my soon-to-be studio space and set up all her essentials. While doing so, I let her out of her carrier for her to hop around and explore, getting familiar with this new room. At first, she wouldn't touch the hardwood floors and only ran on the rugs that we brought. Because she still had so many of her personal items like her castle, her cardboard cottage, her toys, tent, forage mats, she had many, many things familiar to her already, which made the transition pretty easy on her. And after all her exploring, she was exhausted, especially after the drive too, and promptly flopped in her castle and went to sleep. Setting up all of Roo's essentials in my studio space has made us realize once again just how much stuff we have for the bunnies. They could literally have their own house, which basically is the case now. Instead of filling a condo with bunny things, we now are filling a townhouse with them. It took the movers from 1 p.m. in the afternoon until 7:30 p.m. in the evening to finish moving all of our stuff. This was because they had to take the elevators up and down our condo building, which took forever. And then in our new place, we also have lots of stairs here. I felt bad for them because they were so tired and they were getting an intense glute workout. But they were incredible and had such a wonderful positive attitude the entire time. Unpacking for us took a few days of hyper-focused, nonstop work. We had a deadline to return those frog boxes, so it's not like we were able to slack off either. So we were spending hours and hours, pretty much the entire day and evening, unpacking every single box. And since we have 3 floors in our new home, not including the stairs that lead up to the rooftop terrace, my average number of flights that I took the first few days was 70 flights of stairs per day. But I love it. It's like getting an extra workout without even trying. So as I mentioned, we set up 1 litter box inside my studio space, and then we set up a second litter box for Roo in our bedroom so that we could have her close by at night if she felt like it. But the problem was that she did not want to travel through the hallway to our bedroom because she wasn't used to the floors yet. Thankfully, we accumulated tons of random rugs over the years of having bunnies, so we laid out a few rugs down the hallway from the studio to our bedroom, and then we used veggies to lure Roo out of the studio to the rugs in the hallway. And soon after, she was running up and down that hallway in between the rooms, jumping onto our bed, jumping off, running back, and having a blast. And as she got more and more used to the hardwood floors, we were able to remove most of the rugs from the hallway. And now we just keep 1 large one there for her as a placeholder until we get a runner for the hallway. By the way, I have a funny side story about Roo and rugs. Any new rug that we bring home, Roo loves to immediately hop onto it, sniff it out, explore, and run around on it. Except for 1 rug, which is the one we bought during our trip to Turkey. It's not a big rug, it's a pretty small 2 by 3 foot rug. But no matter what, Roo refuses to touch it. She will not step on it, and when running past it, she will always leave a huge amount of space between her and that rug. It's as though there's this invisible line around the rug that she sees, and she never ever walks past it. It's super funny because when we were back in our condo, we put that rug under her thinking chair, and she would make a huge detour from the kitchen into the living room space by running all the way to the opposite side of the room from where the rug is, run under the dining table and into the living room area rather than just a straight, easy line from the kitchen/dining room directly to the living room, bypassing the rug with still a little bit of space. But nope. Because she needed a certain amount of space between her and the rug at all times, she would make this detour no matter what. If that rug was there, she was making that detour. And we have tried using veggies to lure her closer to the rug, even onto the rug to try to show her the rug is harmless, but nothing ever lessened her dislike for it. We have no idea why. She must smell something in it that is throwing her off. But any other rug that we purchase from different companies, different places, those are never an issue. Bundad wonders if she doesn't like the colors or the patterns on it, since the Turkish rug is so different from all the other more neutral colored and patterned rugs that we have. We don't know, but it's so interesting and it's so funny to watch. Since moving into our new home, Roo has been jumping into our bed every night and sleeping at our feet. And she, of course, most of you know if you've listened to our previous podcast episodes, she would do that pretty often in our condo as well. And then she had stopped for a while, and then she did it again for a little bit. So it's kind of on and off. And this time, since moving into our new home, she's been resuming and doing it again. And she'd also run up closer to our hands to get pets. She's even started to wake us up in the middle of the night for pets. She'd go to Bundad's side first, and if he didn't wake up, she'd come over to my side. And Bun Moms, you all know, we always wake up. It's always us. We are always the ones to cave. Roo actually loves Bundad's massages because his hands are so much bigger than mine. So I think his massages just are so much better than mine. Of course, she still loves mine too. But if she were able to choose, I think she would choose Bundad's pets over mine. I'm okay admitting that. Another spot she loves to sleep on right now as we get into bed every night is on top of the window curtains in our bedroom. We brought our bedroom curtains with us, and they are a little long for these new bedroom windows, so they do drape onto the floor, which we kind of actually like the look of. And Roo especially likes it because she loves to lay on top of the material that is pooled on the floor. One of her favorite things to do also when the curtains are closed is to run back and forth behind them. She also does zoomies like that too. It's a tunnel and she loves it. Now that we live in a house instead of a condo, we have stairs. And one of the big things that Roo needs to learn is how to take the stairs. At the start, we were thinking that we'd have to put fences in place at the stairs to prevent her from running up and down in the beginning. Because at the start, we wanted her to get familiarized with one space at a time just to prevent her from being overwhelmed. But we haven't had to worry about the stair fences since she didn't know how to take the stairs at the start and she really wasn't ready for it. So we figured we'd have to wait until we installed runners on our stairs before she would even attempt. But a few days later, no surprise, our brave, adventurous Roo courageously hopped up onto the stairs that take us up to our rooftop terrace. By the way, we can't wait to have our terrace set up. It is a huge space, surprisingly, so we plan to have a little garden up there. We plan to have herbs and veggies planted there for Roo and a play area. But we will be putting a lot of thought and planning into it before bringing her out there, just because there are predators flying around. And although there are amazing privacy fences set up around the perimeter of our terrace, we want to ensure that Roo can't still sneak under them and into our neighbor's place. So we may do some kind of covered pathway, a covered area for her, maybe just a section of the rooftop terrace that is safely set up for her to run around on. Some of you may already know how much she adored her outdoor balcony time at our condo. So we definitely want to make sure she has a safe outdoor play spot here on our terrace too. By the way, our home also has 2 balconies, one on the 2nd floor and one on the 3rd, which are smaller outdoor areas that could totally be Roo's outdoor play space too. So we have lots of options, and we'll see which one works best. Can't wait to share it with all of you when it happens. Although it seems Roo has already made her choice, seeing that her first attempt at stairs was with the staircase that would bring her directly to the rooftop. She's a smart girl. The first time, she only went up 2 steps and then back down. So we have a video of that. You may have seen it already, but we'll be sure to share it in our Bunmom Life account as well. And then the next day, she took them all the way up, then came all the way back down like a pro. And now we'll find her running up there every once in a while to explore. Sometimes we're looking around on our third level and can't find her. She's not under the bed. She's not in our bedroom. She's not in the studio space. She's not in the hallway. She's not in the second bathroom. And that's usually when we know she's traveled up the stairs to the rooftop landing and she's just playing around there. When she gets to the top, there's an indoor landing area, which I don't know what the official name for that is. And there's a glass sliding door that leads outside. And she really likes to just play on that landing and sniff around. It really has been so much fun watching her explore this new space, watching her curiosity and the adventure side of her be satisfied and nourished in this new home. And if we weren't so busy having things being set up and preparing the home for us to be living in, we would definitely be sharing more videos with you. So hopefully just a few weeks more and we'll be more active. One last thing I wanted to share about with this move was Roo's honeybee sounds. I did not realize Roo made these sounds until we moved. In our condo, there's a fan that's always running just to circulate air and things like that, and it was always pretty loud. I'm sure many of you have heard it in the background whenever we shared our stories. So it actually covered the little buzzing sounds that Roo would make when she's excited. Now in this home, it's so quiet, which by the way is something I really have to get used to, that I can hear her little buzzing noises so clearly. It sounds kind of like and she does it whenever she runs to us for any veggies or treats or pets. It's so cute. One of the nicknames that I've always called Roo is Honeybee. I've accumulated so many random nicknames for Roo at this point, and so many of them are really just made up words. But we would often call Roo BB, like baby, BB. So then it sometimes morphs into Honeybee. And now I've realized it's actually so fitting because she actually makes buzzing noises like a little bee. Bzz, bzz. I don't know if our phones will be able to catch that sound, but if it ever does, I'll try to play it for all of you. All right, that's pretty much what I wanted to share for this episode. I'm sure we'll have so many more stories to share as we continue to settle in. And when Roo starts running to the different floors, like going down to our dining room, kitchen, living room area, we're still waiting for her to be brave enough to tackle those stairs. And when she does, you'll be sure that we'll be capturing that and sharing it with all of you. That wraps up our episode for today. Coming up, we plan to do a little giveaway as a thank you to our Bunmom Life listeners. We just want to thank all of you so much for listening. I don't think I could ever say it enough. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming to our little Bunmom Life Cafe, for being our friends and listening to our stories. We really want to do something special for all of you, and we can't do anything too big, unfortunately. We just don't have the resources for that just yet. But do stay tuned because we do have something special for you. Make sure to listen to our upcoming episodes to hear about our giveaway. Have a wonderful rest of the day or evening wherever you are in this beautiful world. And remember that we love you and we cherish you. Our buns send you lots of boobs. Bye! Hey, we're back. Sort of. Just popping in to say a friendly reminder that we are not licensed professionals here on the Bunmom Life podcast. Everything that we've shared is just our own personal stories and experiences. So if you have any questions or concerns or need any advice about your bunny, please do consult a professional or an exotic vet. All right, we'll see you next time.